Go ahead. Oh, snap. Welcome.
I don't need to know.
Welcome to Taylor, Arkansas. Welcome to Small Town Famous. I, of course, am Chase Emerson. And joining me, camera angle, Alan, the Simone Biles
That's,
of Arkansas. No, that's not.
Yeah, well,
and of course, we just saw Jordan, the Jeffrey Toobin of Arkansas, Hanson. So thanks for everybody for tuning in. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We see all of you commenting away. Please comment away. Tell us what you guys want to talk about. Share, subscribe. Yep. And let us know what you guys want to hear about, what you guys want to talk about, and we'll let you steer the show off the cliff if that may be.
We do that ourselves.
Of course, you know, we're obviously missing two others. Fro is still in Tijuana at the cockfighting championships. And
he was surprised when he got down there. I'm sorry, Brother Joe.
And Romy is at the beach right now, which I just got back from a beach trip. So I just missed
he ain't
him.
laying out.
But yeah, I had a good time. Ate some good food.
I saw a picture of you guys on the beach, and I was like, Haley, this dude is the most yoked person I ever seen with the worst diet I've ever seen.
The most woke?
Yoked. I was like, I know he eats Taco Bell once a day.
I did. I'm not gonna lie to you. I ate Taco Bell 3 times in one day the other day. No lie. Them fries are addicting.
Man. Oh man, the fries, all it is the Fiesta potatoes.
I know it is. So I started getting the potatoes too, man.
Golly.
What are you doing? What are you doing? But anyway,
we can either move the camera or tell Jordan to get over.
No, that's fine. The STF's in the back. It's fine. Sit down. Sit down. You're ruining the show.
I didn't know you framed it.
No, I framed it. But anyway, we had a good time, ate some good food, saw some dolphins, caught a few crabs. That's it's always fun to go to the beach there.
Yeah.
But I was going
what beach did y'all go to?
I did the same thing last time I went to the beach.
What? Man, ain't nobody can hear you.
Who?
We stayed at Fort Morgan, but we spent a lot of time at Gulf Shores. It's about a 25-minute drive.
Yeah.
So we were back and forth. But
you didn't know you catch crabs at Gulf Shores?
Oh yeah, you can catch them.
You say you've never been to spring. You can catch them at SAU.
But anywho,
that's what I hear.
we were
talking. Get your mind out of the gutter.
But by trying to miss traffic, you know, the tunnel and all that Mobile, we ended up in so much traffic. And so I was
gonna say you ended up in like North Dakota.
Not this time, but I have been there.
You ever been to Virginia? Virginia sucks.
I've just crossed the border.
Their people are I've been meaning to bring this up, by the way.
Okay, all right.
We went out there, you know, I told the college, you know, graduation trip and everything. Virginia people suck. They are horrible.
Shout out to all our Virginians.
Do not. If you're from Virginia, don't even watch our show.
Jeez, so all this is coming from.
Not anymore.
Oh, we got to go back to Tennessee Five's comment on YouTube because you know Jordan in a previous episode told about the his trip in and going to Virginia and what he had to do to stop. Jordan,
what a great
over a little bit. Scared over, and anyway, he. Got into a bit of a pickle somewhere in Kentucky and
East Tennessee.
And so Tennessee Five said every time
I'll scoot over. Thank you.
Every time he stops at Hardee's, he wonders if that's the one that Jay blew the dumpster up behind. So that's
apparently you scarred that dude.
Man,
how did I do this the other night, Chase?
Huh?
Where I actually
just keep all three up.
Why are you sweating?
We're all sweating at this point
because I put But you slide in at 7. You slide in at 10 till 8.
Anyway,
I'm sorry I have a job that keeps me over sometimes.
Yeah, I don't overwork. Well, I mean, besides on my business, I do nothing.
I'm underworked and overpaid. I'm just going to admit it. So
Alan has like 92 vacation days a year.
I do.
Here I am with 14 days of vacation here. Alan has 92.
That dude hadn't been back to the office since April.
Every time he does go back to the office because he forgot his phone
charger.
We're still
got COVID and it's virtual. I go virtual, baby.
So I was going to ask you these questions since we're still kind of in the summer period, right before school hits. People are trying to.
Don't you hate this time of year?
Well, no, it is. But everybody's trying to rush to get in.
That calendar was so freaking true.
Yeah.
That you posted.
Well, I was going to ask you guys, since everybody's trying to get in a last minute vacation vacation. What ruined a vacation for you? Be molding on that because no, just what ruined it. But I think about the RV.
That guy in Virginia.
No, we'll get to it. But I remember Alan talking about the RV story. But one of my favorite moments is when you said your dad, this whole trip was getting him to Niagara Falls. You did all this. You took the RV 35,000 miles, and then
10 days.
10 and he gets to the edge of Niagara Falls. He goes, "Would you look at that?" and walks away from it.
Would you look at that?
That's more than he said. No, he said, "Boy, ain't that something?" And he walked back to the RV, and we walked.
I'm getting wet out here.
The visitor center just to take a leak, and we headed back towards Scranton.
Wow!
And on back to Taylor, Arkansas.
Man. But what almost
what
almost ruined the beach vacations because we had all the girls with us, and my sister and her family went as well. They went in a separate vehicle, but we all stayed at the same place. And we walk in. It's a nice little beach house. It's fine. I mean, they got the big room back there, and big bathroom, glass, shower everywhere. And so we're all close family anyway. But what happened was Landry, poor Landry. Everything happens to Landry. But my sister was like, "Hey, I think I got something. I think a jellyfish, may have got her or something." So I got this medicine back here in this bedroom. I'll put some on you. That's fine. And Landry hears, instead of go to the bedroom, go to the bathroom. And Jonathan, my brother-in-law, is in there in the shower, and there's all the glass. And Landry just
not shirt, not a curtain.
No, it's just straight glass. And Landry walks in, and I guess Jonathan turns around. But anyway,
no,
it didn't ruin the vacation, but I had to call him the other day. I was like, "Man, look, I thought after a couple of days it would end, but she's having nightmares, man. She's waking up every night just screaming that these inchworms are trying to chase her." And so, oh my! So I'm like, dude, I don't.
Man.
Okay, all right. So,
do you have a vacation story?
Just that Virginia idiot.
Okay, what did you've mentioned this a time or two, but you never got into detail. So
don't tick off Mansion. We need him.
Great.
That was West Virginia.
Go to. It's not the same place.
Yeah,
it's something called the Civil War.
Appalachia.
Well, what? No, so speaking of Civil War, we went to Appomattox. It's close to the college where we went and everything. I'm like, I'll probably never come out here again. I have to go to Appomattox. And so
that's where it started and ended, by the way. That's just for
So went, and it's a beautiful
C5. Hey,
beautiful night. Hey, what's up, man?
there's your traumatized fan.
Beautiful national park out there. Everything is all original except for the courthouse that they rebuilt.
Remind me of that story. I'm sorry, Jordan. I'm not meaning to interrupt. You see this? I'm gonna star this. And my boy Jeff Grissom. He was one of my little players.
And so anyway,
all right. So
that's I forgot about ruining that story. I don't remember a whole lot about that trip, but that was fun. Anyway, go ahead.
So Appomattox,
and this was about the time where the pipeline got hacked on the East Coast. Gasoline is getting scarce around there. It was scarce all around the college, and we were like, "We'll go to Appomattox. We can find some place out there. Surely there's not a gas shortage on this, on the pretty desolate
East Coast,
pretty desolate highway that's going to Appomattox." Get to Appomattox, do our thing. It's really cool. We're coming back. We're fixing to head home. There's 2 gas stations on the side of the road. One's out of gas, one's not. It's not crowded at all, so we stop and get gas. I pump and everything. Well, Haley goes in to get snacks.
Okay.
That's gross.
And so I get done pumping gas. Nobody's behind me because I look.
$80.
Expensive. We filled up a Honda, a Nissan Altima is what we were driving. Oh, so anyway.
Looking for a sponsor.
Yeah. So I look behind. So I'm looking at my Google Maps trying to get out of here. How do I get home? And so out of nowhere land, this SUV comes in the gravel around me.
2 wheels.
To the pump in front of me. I don't pay any attention or whatever. Dude gets out, bald-headed guy with a goatee. where he's probably like an IT guy at like a school or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I got my window rolled up. He's coming back to me. He's talking to a guy behind me. I'm like, oh, there's a guy behind me. I need to move. Before I can make a move, this guy motions for me to roll my window down. I think he's going to say like, hey, are we out of gas here? Or how do I get to so-and-so?
Right.
No. This guy says, hey, man, are you pumping gas? I said, no, I'm done right now. He said, then can you move your car? I'm so taken aback because no one's ever come at me like that, ever. And so I look in my mirror. I think I'm getting like, this dude's messing with me. And this like big black dude back there is like, leaned up on his car like, man, can you move, man? You guys were not back there like 30 seconds ago.
like somehow there's a crowd that's more like, hey, dude, get out of the way.
This old woman over here. This oh yeah. This old woman over here, I think she's going to take up for me. She's asking her friend like, what's going on? Her friend's like, that dude won't get out of the way.
Are you
Yes,
serious?
man, yes. I have not been done pumping gas for 20 seconds. I know.
That's so good, man.
And so I'm like,
somehow this flash mob showed up, like trying to shame you.
yes.
Like, dude, whoa!
Yeah.
You pumping gas for
Go back to Arkansas!
Yeah. And so I'm like, all right, this is not cool, but I'll put my car in drive and I'm moving. Now he's talking as I'm moving out of the way.
He's still mouthing?
Still mouthing. And I'm like,
No.
I let him. He says, golly.
Your window's still down at this point?
Oh yeah, my window's still down.
Okay.
I'm looking at the guy. He's right here at my window mouthing. This guy is 135 pounds. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You could have took him.
So
maybe.
I'm like, I've already sized him up, right? Because that's what we do.
That's the way we roll.
Immediately, when you enter a room, at a restaurant or something, you're
Every
like,
guy does
every.
And so
I could take everybody in
I've
here.
sized him up, and I'm like, okay, reasonably good chance if a physical altercation takes place. So now I let him say the first thing. I'm like, he's okay, whatever. I'm not in my place. I'm in Virginia. Okay. I don't know anybody.
His clique is around somewhere.
Yeah. His boys are around the corner, maybe. And so I pull off. I let him say the first thing. I'm like, okay, freebie.
Just ignore it. Just turn the other cheek.
Yeah. That's the doctrine we live by. And what am I going to do? Go out and punch the guy? I'm a cop. I can't do that.
Right. And
Now-
you're done pumping gas. You'll be out of there in a
When
second.
did that
Right.
start?
Yeah. I think punching people is the least of y'all.
Yeah.
Now we're going to get kicked off of YouTube for you saying that.
Right. So anyway.
Fact check.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, then he keeps mouthing and he's like, get your, out of here. I'm like, I slam on my brakes. I'm not moved out of the way. I'm slamming on my brakes. I'm like,
That's where you throw it in park.
yeah. I said, dude, go back to your car. You see me moving. Go back to your car. I don't want to hear another word from you. And he's like, he don't know what to do right now. I'm looking at his face. He's like, do I say something else? Or do I just chill out, go back to pump my gas, which he's not started doing yet. And now he's blocking a pump.
You should have, dude. I swear, if you would have walked back to that pump, put your card in, took the and just right there on the ground,
Oh, my God.
Started wasting gas. Yeah.
just looking at it. Go,
Yeah.
Is that what you want? Is that? Of course, you're losing in the end because that's your money. But
Man,
the
but it been
point
worth it.
would have been made.
So
Man, like the Three Amigos when he's pouring out. Oh, lip balm? He's pouring out all that gas.
yeah, I say this. He goes.
Anyway.
He goes. You're a snowflake.
Oh, my God.
Promise. He said it.
Did he know that you just graduated?
No.
So how did he know you were?
He doesn't.
Oh.
That's the thing. He didn't know.
Sorry.
He just that was his go-to insult.
Snowflake.
Whatever. Yes, snowflake.
Oh, that hurt.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't. You're crying about getting gas.
Yeah. You're crying
the
about.
snowflake.
Yeah.
All right.
So this dude is psycho level
Millennials.
10 on me right now. And I'm like, you're like, God, what are my options?
What if
What's
that,
Haley saying? Because she
Haley's
was
in
like
the
trying to
store.
come.
No, she's in the store getting snacks. This is all while she's inside.
Haley would have walked over there and went
I
click,
look,
click, click, click.
I think say
I get out of my
funny,
car.
That's my gun's name.
Oh yeah. So I get out. He's still standing there. I get out of the car, and he's like, "Okay, all right." I'm trying to see what this dude's gonna do. I'm looking for Haley. Like, God, let's get out of here. I don't want to get in a physical altercation out here with this dude. And so now the clerk and everybody inside's looking at us.
Oh,
So
Now,
you
they know something's going on.
So if you could compare, would you compare it to 8 Mile when Eminem's choking like on the stage and everybody's like, he's choking, like everybody's just mocking you at this point.
no,
like,
nobody's mocking because we both exchanged
but everybody's
words.
teaming up on you.
Everybody's teaming up on me because
Except
I'm the gas pump blocker.
blocker.
So I'm the gas pump blocker from Arkansas.
Why don't
now.
you guys all just stop it?
Right? Yeah.
That is so stereotype. I'm so tired of that stupid stereotype.
Oh man, and it's the gas pump.
Freaking gas blockers. Anyway,
And so Haley walks out and she's like, I'm outside the car looking at this dude smiling, like, and she's like, "What is going on?"
you said when Haley come out and she was like, and I was like, oh snap.
Yeah.
I thought like,
Haley's like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, I can't say what I said. I mean, this guy's like,
sure you can.
"No, I can't." And this guy's like, "Okay, I need to stop what I'm doing and then go back." And then we got in our car and left.
It was you could have made a veiled subtle threat, but directed at somebody. It's like, what's going on? Haley come out. What's going on? Oh, this guy's about to die.
And I'm just trying to contemplate how to get away.
That
That is
say-
all that I'm trying.
I
to
just
do.
graduated from the biggest Christian college in America, and that guy said, "Is this how people in Arkansas do it?" He saw my license plate. Is this how people in Arkansas do it?
What?
Yeah, and
No, we ain't got gas. We're all electric there.
yeah, yeah,
You ain't heard Green New Deal?
and so yeah, and I said what I said. Haley comes out, and we leave, and it just throws your whole
I know.
vibe
It
off,
just
man.
that dude is living. I mean, now he's
Living
embedded in your
he's
mind.
living rent free in my
Where-
head all the way home.
But no, it's like you're kind of jittering,
Yeah.
and then you run through the scenario like 1,000 times.
1,000 times.
1,000 times. Go. Oh, I wish I would have done this or
yeah,
that.
oh, I could have said that.
Oh, I could have done that, or I could have just like.
Yeah.
spit
How many
on
times
him.
did you want to turn around?
I wish I would have got his license plate so I could have like sent him a bunch of junk in the mail.
How would you have found the information?
Not by illegal means.
No, man. But I will say,
You know people.
Going back to our beach
I'd have
trip.
Googled it.
See, going back to the beach trip, I didn't run into any bad people, but it was my sister's first experience at a Buc-ee's. And the one on the way right outside of Mobile is like one of the busiest ever.
So
we got there, and then we saw like Lyndon and all them down there.
What?
Because I was walking around holding a sandwich and stuff. I bump into him. I go,
Dude, hey, tell the story about where we saw our classmate.
oh, yeah.
in Atlanta, Georgia,
It's a
at this
cla-
random park.
Former classmate in high school of ours. I just saw him there.
We yelled his name, and he turns around and starts looking. We're like, no way.
in Atlanta,
Atlanta,
Stone
Georgia.
Mountain.
Stone Mountain, yeah.
We're just sitting up there about to watch the laser show, and I go, "Hey, I think that's Adrian." It's like 100 yards away. I go, "Hey, Adrian!" And he goes, "It is." Oh my gosh!
I always remember that.
But it was my sister's first experience at Buc-ee's, and it was not a pleasant one for her because she got a little stressed out. There's
Doesn't
so
like
many
crowds.
people going in there.
Yeah.
And she's like, all these people they're just running around here buying dumb stuff. And I go, nobody goes
True.
to Buc-ee's and buys dumb stuff. It's ridiculous.
I bought some solid cologne there. I'll never wear
Nobody
that.
goes to Buc-ee's and just buys something.
Yeah.
But
That's like people
I got
buying.
the.
I remember back in high school, somebody.
I also got a boogie board from there. So
Shut up.
Speaking of cologne, I remember the story. All right, buddy, was back in.
To say hi.
All right, hey man.
I tried to say what's up, Suka, on the live chat.
Live
when
chat?
I was on YouTube, but I was.
Turn that
it
off.
wasn't work on TV.
That's all right, dude. See ya.
See ya.
No, in high school, and I don't know why I felt it's so funny, but then it also sounds condescending. But that's the way I am a lot of times.
Exactly.
But you know when they used to have the knockoff colognes?
In the bathroom.
What do you mean used
Okay.
to?
Yeah.
Oh, they
Have you,
still do?
looked, have you looked in my bathroom?
Well, so Polo had one called Primo.
Polo has one called Poyo. It smells like chicken.
But I can just
Fro
remember.
bought that and took it to Tijuana with him.
So Polo, if you remember, back in the day, this was when y'all were, I don't know if y'all were born yet, but I can just remember this one girl, like, so somebody, I had on Polo cologne because that was the thing to wear.
Oh, yeah.
And I walked by, and the first thought in her mind, she was like, does somebody have on Primo? I mean,
And
and
you
for
went,
some reason,
well, yes, I do.
but for some reason, it just, I don't know why I found it funny. It's not near, it was funnier in my head, but just the fact of that's what we're thinking Taylor, Arkansas. It's like, we're already thinking like Sam's Choice. You don't immediately think Coca-Cola. God, is that Sam's Choice?
That Mountain Lightning?
Well, I also have
anyway.
also have another question for you guys, and I want you to tell the story that you brought up in the comments. But
yeah.
But we'll take a real quick break. We're gonna get to Alan's story, and we got a lot. We haven't even got to the news section where we talk about Cuomo and all those people. So
Weirdo.
we're gonna
We called that one.
We're out.
Did we know?
We'll get to all the good stuff.
And I still want to replay our live stream when me and you, when they all dipped out, and me and you right before we packed up, we saw the election change.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
That,
we'll
but
get
that's
to
in a future episode.
Oh yeah, we'll
Future
get to
episode.
all that and more. But right after these moments, oh yeah, and right before we go to that, I want to know what ruined a vacation for you guys. Drop it in the comments. What happened? Real quickly, we'll read through those during the break.
And Tennessee 5 worst hotel experience. We'd like to know. Undoubtedly, you asked that for a reason. We'd like to.
Yeah,
in the
we want to
comments, put
know
your-
what
was
prompted
yours.
that question. So
And maybe we'll think of what's our worst hotel experience.
More-
I can tell you mine for sure.
more STF right after this.
Boom.
We want to help you customize your home or your business, and that's why we recommend you get a name log from our buddy Seth Miller at Miller Custom Name Logs and Chainsaw Carvings. Alan has one in his yard right now, and it's perfect. But that's not all Seth does. Seth can take a chainsaw and make some of the most amazing things. Tons of different sculptures, benches, and he even makes mantles. See what all he can do at millerlogs.com. And please check out his Facebook page. Seth's got all sorts of videos and all. You can see the creation come to life. Miller Custom Name Logs and Chainsaw Carvings. Give him a call at 573-856-4920, or you can just stop by. He's located on Highway 34 between Piedmont and Patterson. Look, we all need a little fashion advice, and that's why we follow @Life with Lexi G on Instagram. She's a budding social media influencer that provides fashion, beauty, and lifestyle content. Not to mention, she's Alan's daughter, but she's building a name for herself on social media and wants to help you out as well. She'll also charm you with her amazing voice. Just check this out.
We weren't down for forever and it's fine. But if the world was ending, you come over, right? You come over and you stay the night.
@Life with Lexi G. That's on Instagram. If you're interested in any of the products or any of the content that she's talking about, then comment or click the links in her bio. @Life with Lexi G. If you love the outdoors, then you love fishing. And the best way to keep your pond stocked is with our friends at Billy Bland Fishery. They have all the best sport fish from catfish, koi, bass, crappie. And if you want to keep that tank in your home or classroom or even the office looking good, then Billy Bland's also has a great variety of tropical fish, as well as goldfish, minnows, and much, much more, and they ship right to you. The name is Bland, but the fish are not. And you can see the selection that they have at billyblandfishery.com. Or give them a call. They'd love to hear from you. 870-694-4811. They're on Facebook, so go ahead and like their page and check out why they are the best name in the fish game.
So
All right, welcome
tell you
back
that
to STF. I'm here with the co-creators of Small Town Famous. So you have those two guys right there to thank for this show, and can you believe it's been what 6 years? 5, 6 years? Man, it's going on 6 years since y'all had this
I know it.
inception.
Wow.
So
crazy.
here with the creators, but real quick, speaking about that beach trip that my family took, we went on a dolphin
the
cruise.
third time you said that.
Excellent dolphin cruise, and I just happened to run into one, Krista Mosley, at in Orange Beach, Orange Beach, Alabama, and she immediately recognized me.
Krista?
Because
Almost Famous?
we were from the same town, but nothing to do with this show. But it was good to see her. She looked like, I think she said she was down there now as a resident, so we may have to go down there and we were going through the comments on what ruined a vacation. We got bloody sheets. We got COVID hitting and snow. Danielle had a story there, and then Seth. I didn't even get to his.
Yeah, well, so my brother-in-law and all of his friends that had to come along. That
exactly.
That was a
So that
yearly thing for a while. Yeah. Well, pop the RV
hate
trip,
it.
buddy.
But yeah, one question I wanted to ask you guys as well, and you can drop this in the comments too, is if you had the ability to curse someone with a minor inconvenience, just curse them with a minor inconvenience, and this could be every sock they ever put on, it has a hole in it. You know, it's just something that's a minor inconvenience. And I asked Jordan that, and I want to hear, he didn't give me an answer, but I want to hear what his answer would be. What would you curse someone with just minor inconvenience? If you
Their favorite breakfast restaurant, they would always be out of their favorite drink.
so Mr. Pibb every time you go. See,
Like McDonald's being out of Coke every time you get it. You'd be like, yeah.
but
Hey, fix your Coke machine.
We ain't got no carbonated water.
Well, I was talking to.
I don't know.
I used the South Carolina voice. That wasn't no
Carbonated water.
That was
Do you
no
have any of that
ethnic
carbonated beverage?
Sound like
never noticed that
1930s Alabama.
No, man. Have you ever know like everybody in Arkansas in the movies?
Yeah,
everybody
they all
talks
talk
nice
about
South Carolina.
that plantation type
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
Plantation.
But the one that I was thinking about was every time somebody got gas and tried to stop on a whole number, they just couldn't. It's like $20 2 cents.
Dude, have you ever
Because
seen
you
that
know some OCD people would be like, oh!
I can't stand. I will time that sucker down.
But every time you don't get it,
But when I don't, I get mad. I'll put an extra $5 in and just try to get.
just minor inconvenience. It's not even inconvenience, but it makes you just
There's a commercial about 10 years ago, Jerry Seinfeld doing that. He's not even. He's holding it. He's holding it. And this guy, it's kind of like your story. The dude pulled up behind him, and he's just looking at him. And that guy's pumping gas. And Seinfeld's just looking at him. And this guy keeps checking the tank like that, and it starts to roll up, and he goes just like that, and it stopped right on the number.
I've actually
That was the end of the commercial.
I've actually gotten pretty
that-
good at stopping on a whole number. I'm not. I mean, not having to, get a little bit more. I'm just stopping right. I've gotten pretty good. It's kind of a skill.
It's very satisfying though, because
I know when you let
hate
go
pumping
and it's
gas.
like 25. Bang! Boom! Now I'm walking in here and getting some donuts.
And I only had $20, but that
Okay, so what was brought up in the comments earlier that you said, "Oh, I do gotta tell the
I
story."
do. Yeah, I will tell that story. Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
If
then.
Jeff is still on here.
Go ahead then.
But anyway, so
Ask Nolte
Mid-
about the time
Memphis.
he ruined the Memphis trip.
back.
Back in the day, using up all his
back.
cell phone minutes.
All right, so
now, anyway.
clearly this was
Just
before
take
cell
back.
phones.
yeah, so So this was in college.
I used up my next
obviously.
10 minutes.
So we had this guy, his fraternity brother named Thick. And I think he was still pledging at the time, so they're easily to abuse back in the day. Back when things were good, you could abuse pledges. And so anyway,
Back when America was America.
Back when America was America. So we were going to Memphis in May, and that's the actual thing, not just because we went. Okay. Jordan, he never heard of Juneteenth, so I'm trying to explain Memphis in May.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
But
It's a federal holiday now.
yeah,
Go ahead.
We get the
day off.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, it's day off. It's a federal.
Shoot.
Shut down the stock market. Damn. Oh, jumping on that Robin Hood, by the way.
So did Joe.
So anyway, all right, so I decided we're going to go to a road trip, go to Memphis in May. And we had never seen such a thing as a cell phone. And it was pretty fascinating. So it wasn't one of those, like, I remember the first cell phones that actually looked like a telephone wired into your car where you picked it up and it had a
Were the numbers on the
Brady
back and all
bag
that?
phone?
I think it had a rotary dial. A bag phone, but
bag phones were impressive.
This dude had like a.
They were.
It was like a, it still give you ear cancer, but it was. So he said, "Hey man, we got to use this only in emergencies." He said, "Because these things are expensive, and it's my parents." And I said, "That's cool. I just want to call a friend." Just to show them that I'm calling from a car.
I'm calling from a
because
car.
they would think that's like a magic trick. So anyway, so I call.
You are so
and then
old.
somebody.
But how
else
do you
says,
prove it though? Hey, like,
right,
listen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
Well,
hear the road noise?
I'm rolling
hear the road
around.
noise, right?
So we're rolling. So
You
we're
hear that
rolling to
blowout we're
Memphis.
having?
This started somewhere before we got to Little Rock. And we kept passing the phone back and forth. I was calling everybody. And by
How
the
did you
time-
remember? This is back when you had to remember everybody's number too.
And you had to remember because this is Rolodex. And if you remember what a Rolodex is, you're probably my age. But
Man.
I just started calling up folks. And I don't remember exactly what his bill was. Jeff may remember, but I think it probably it could have been $500, $600, maybe $1,000. Yeah, but he shouldn't have handed it to me.
It's all his fault. It's totally his fault.
Of course, you don't.
He even prefaced it with, "Hey, don't do this a bunch."
Right. But that when so that meant
Clearly,
you gotta
I'm going to
kinda do
use
it.
this until
I mean,
midnight.
it was just that permission. But that was funny because he was extremely upset, which is always fun. But I was going to say, Tennessee 5 said his worst hotel stay, having crickets in his lampshade. That would freaking irritate you if you couldn't get them all. Like you turn the lights out and that's when they start because they're hiding in the light.
Like,
Turn the lamp off, back in the shade.
Man.
Oh man! So
that would be bad.
Well, me and
That's
Leslie.
that minor inconvenience you'd curse somebody with.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So I had me and Leslie was going to fly out of Shreveport to go somewhere. I don't know.
Is this
And-
the pay by the hour?
And
Hold
we
on.
went to anyway. So we went all around. It was like, all right, what's the deal? And then somebody said, well, there's a convention in town. And I'm
Everything booked up.
Shreveport? Well, and this was before casinos, so I don't know what there was to do. But we went to.
Oh, I think
we went to.
go down your.
We literally went to every hotel. So then we had to start stepping down to the motel.
Right.
Doors on the outside.
Doors on the outside.
Doors on the outside. And so it wasn't Motel 6.
Way less safe.
We went down. If you've ever been to Shreveport, you turn down Texas Avenue.
Door
It
on the
is now
outside,
being-
fun on the inside.
It's been turned. It is
Inside.
now, I believe, been turned into a parking lot, and it should have been then. But
As well it should.
so anyway, so we're walking in, and we're like, all we got. I got my gun. We can just lock the door. Everything. We'll make it through. We just got to sleep because we had like a 5:30. We had to be at the airport at 5:30, and this is getting on about midnight. So we go up, and I was like, all right, we just need, you got a room available? Because there's quite a few cars. And
they go,
he
do
was
we?
like,
5 just opened up.
yeah. He said, matter of fact, we'll have, we'll have,
You give it 10 more minutes, we'll have 3 more
we'll have
open
a
up.
couple, and just a little bit. And I was like, I think that's weird. What time's checkout?
Checkouts, midnight?
And
Wow.
and he said,
Really? Anytime?
He said, how long you want it for? I said, oh, just one night. And he was like, oh, he said, I had to look that up. Hold on. And then I was like, well, what do you mean?
Like
and
an
then I
enti-
looked
like
up at
an
the
entire
sign. I
night?
looked up at the sign, and it was pay by the hour. So we paid for 5 hours or so to get to the morning. And
get to the morning.
That'll be
we
$16.
went in there, and water bugs and roaches stuff like running around the carpet, in the bathroom, so you couldn't. It looked like, you ever been to somebody's?
Even the Gideons were like,
so-
we're not even going to put a Bible in this.
No, I
This
saw,
does not deserve a Bible.
matter of fact, I believe it was the Satanic Doctrine that booked it was outshot at Salman Rushdie.
Man,
But
that's rough.
so you go to the bathroom, like, and Leslie likes to take a bath. She's not a big shower person. She likes to take a bath. And you ever been to a straight up bachelor pad and you go take a leak and you see their toilet, the ring around their toilet, like, because it's
hard water
when we're
stains,
bachelors, because like me, how I try to clean the toilet, whatever's on the back, I'm just trying to pee it off. That's how I clean. But when I was single.
Is that how you clean everything?
It ain't my fault these are galvanized pipes.
I try sometimes. But in any case.
That's why your rims look so bad on your truck.
You'd be surprised what we do. Put a little baking soda on it, shine right up.
Bruh.
But anyway, so we get into the room. We see that Leslie ain't happy.
And if mama ain't happy,
she's so
ain't
bougie.
nobody happy.
I'm like, it's okay. It's got a bed. Let's just go sleep. When we get to where
My
we're
truck
going.
has a bed too,
we
but
can
it's gross.
Fair point. We would, Romy showed you the bed. He showed you the bed and everything.
Yeah. I had it back ordered.
Okay.
Separate.
So we lay down because we're tired. I lay down and everything's fine, but
No play.
we don't cover up with the covers. That was a no at the beginning because there was hair everywhere on it.
No, that starter jacket's the only cover I
So
got.
I don't remember what we did, but I don't know. We laid on it, but we laid on. We did not pull back the covers.
Zero
But the
play.
pillow lays on top. I'm fine. So I'm laying there. And then Leslie looks over at me and she's like, do you smell that? I'm like, what? She said, something smells weird. And I think it's my pillow. I said, let me see. And I put,
What shampoo you using?
it was straight up butthole. I don't know.
Man.
So undoubtedly somebody had just checked out about 15 minutes before, but I've never in my life. It would be like checking your 5-year-old's underwear and say, is that poop or chocolate pudding? Let me smell. It was like that. Which brings me to another story. Hey, Lexi, we just got back Sunday from Lexi's baby shower. And anyway, and they had asked me, it's only the second baby shower I've been to. The first baby shower, because I don't go to baby showers, you're not supposed to. It's not a dude thing.
Right.
But anyway, we want to spend time with Lexi. But I did have another baby shower, and my fraternity threw it for me, which was very interesting because Emily was like 6 months old or something, and they were buying her like footballs, like clothes for a 5-year-old, just crap. They didn't know what to do. 2-year-old diapers. Well, anyway, there's one dude. He'll remain nameless. It's not Jeff Grissom, but he'll probably remember this because one of his big buddies, Robbie. But he used to me and him would always go at it, and he would get to the point where he's sometimes obnoxious, but.
He'd like yell at you at the gas pump, like to move your car. And
every
stuff.
time.
Just a
but
jerk.
He just always went overboard when he was trying to be funny. So
Like this show.
right before, So right before I left, Emily took a dump. She's a baby, 6 months old.
Babies do that.
And I was like, "Hey man, can I go in there? And change?
Y'all
I
do.
got to run here. I got to go in here and change you real
Babies
quick.
you got.
So I could go in here and change you real quick. They're all in there partying, like a fraternity, and so
Baby shower, bring your own beer.
Yeah. So
I thought this was a bring your own baby shower.
That's So no, it was. So we went into there. I went into Robbie's room and changed her diaper, and I was like, "Dang, I gotta throw this away." And I thought, "No, I don't."
Oh.
So I got it. I got that
going.
diaper, and I got his pillow, and I took that diaper, and I shoved it in the pillow. But I needed to make it not, so I fluffed up this corner and shoved it right in the corner, all the way deep in there, and you couldn't smell anything.
That's hands on
Because
site.
it took a couple of days.
That is hands on site.
So 2 or 3 days later, he finally figured, it might have been 4 or 5, he figured out the source of the smell. And It was good timing by the end. It was good and right,
Wait,
man.
what was it? Aaron, remember Aaron Score that put that dead fish in somebody's under their passenger seat in their truck back at high school?
Yeah,
And
it
they
was like
didn't
a
find it for
tilapia or
for days. And that thing was brutal, stinking. But
We had a guy that was in Corpus Christi when I was in Corpus Christi. One of our district managers. They went. What is it?
you gonna put it on yourself since you're talking?
I don't like to see myself on camera, so I just like to hear myself talk. But so he went squirrel hunting, and he was having a good day. And it was just so hard for him to leave when they were just wiping squirrels out.
Yeah.
You know, there's one of them hunts where they was out there 35, 40 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
And hit their limit.
Yep.
Man,
But they just wanted one more. Got it. And freaking game, they go out to a truck. They just put them in the truck. Or they were in their little back sack thing. And game warden pulls up. He grabs that squirrel and just shoves it in the heater duct just to hide it. So, and they got away with that and all that. Well, and they drove on to the house. Everything's fine. And it was his hunting truck. So anyway, it was still cool in the spring and stuff or in the fall. But then we had kind of a late Indian summer. And it got to about 100 degrees down in Corpus Christi, which is always humid.
oh yeah.
Well, then winter hit. And when it got cool, he decided to go. He better go out there and crank his truck up and get ready for hunting season. He forgot that squirrel been in there for about 5 months. First thing he did, he cranked up the heater and just walked out.
And vomited.
You can't really smell anything when stuff is cold. I mean,
Yeah.
and I think he let his truck warm up for about 15, 20 minutes and walked back in the house. Mug threw up everywhere when he got in that truck.
You talked to Chuck.
Oh, man. I could not imagine.
Real quick, I want to go back to what Seth Miller just said in the comments. He says, hotel experience, we found a full 4 foot tall dried out marijuana plant under our bed in a Motel 6 in Nebraska City one time. His 7-year-old cousin found it. When they called the front desk, the guy that they sent to retrieve it, he was completely expressionless, like deadpan. He never said a word, just took the reefer and left.
Oh, man. That would have been
That's good. That's a good story. I like that one.
been my best case vacation.
Real quick, we'll take a.
I did forget that, Jeff. Sorry. That's right. Thick didn't know, but he actually rode in another car with his friends, but he left the cell phone with us, which was even more stupid.
1-900.
Man,
Is that before those numbers?
I've never. What is that?
Hey, Miss Lisa, how you doing?
Real quick, we'll take a break and come back, and of course, we still got a lot. Cuomo, the Olympics, masked man. Oh, we're gonna get to everything.
The bill was $500, and he was scared to ask Nolte for the money. I can tell you why. All the manipulators feared me. I was a legend. Dude, man.
Anyway, we'll get back to more with the legend here momentarily.
Oh,
More STF right after this.
Seth Winsworth's experience.
All right,
Oh, we got to pay some bills.
go ahead.
If you're looking to decorate your home and want it to look amazing, then Cottonwood Farm Design Company has exactly what you're looking for. Cabinets, tables, signs, and all sorts of decorations that would give your home the warm, rustic charm that you'll love and your friends will too. Check out all their designs and even make your own at one of their sign parties. Have an idea? They'll bring it to life. 5-star reviews all over the place because Cottonwood Farm Designs are built to last. Like their Facebook page, Cottonwood Farm Design Company. You can also call them 910-220-5867 or email them at cottonwoodfarmdesignco@gmail.com. Nothing is more important than family. And we all want the best care for our loved ones. And that's what Regional Hospice Care Group of Northwest Louisiana offers. Quality and compassionate care from a wonderful staff that's dedicated to families. They have a full-time physician on staff that even makes house calls. located in both Minden and in Shreveport. Regional Hospice Care Group of Northwest Louisiana. Let them care for your family. If you're looking to buy or sell a home in Magnolia or the surrounding area, or you're in search of some rental property, then Brent and Courtney McHenry can help. They offer free comparative market analysis to help you determine the value of your property and can help you find the perfect buyer. They also work with rental property owners and can help you find the property that's right for you. Plus, they offer very valuable advice. They're good friends of ours, and we hope you give them a try. 870-234-1644. And let Brent and Courtney McHenry see how they can help you.
Let's go back.
Oh, thanks for hanging
Thanks
in
for hanging
there.
in there, watching us
we're,
watch.
we're back.
We're
with,
back.
We're back with
You know,
the legend.
Are we back?
I was a legend. I was a legend. And all right.
Let's not relive the glory days.
Bruce
We got to
Dillon's
look
right.
forward.
I guarantee you, if I asked Jeff Grissom right now what time it is, he would. You'd have to hear what it is.
I want to.
He'd say time.
I have to hear the spiel because I love it so much. You got to do it.
So you
Alan,
want to be the pledge? Like you ever call me Alan? You'd be push up until you puked.
Really?
Oh,
what was your
yeah.
name? Like, what was your name?
Nolte. You call me Nolte.
Nolte.
No, but you call me big. You call. I was president, so you'd call me sir. You just call me sir. So that's,
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. How old were you?
40.
So this was my second time in college. I was about
This mug was implementing mask mandates back before it was cool.
yeah, dude. I don't know, 2004 or something like that.
You were the president of a fraternity in 2004.
Yeah, word.
So what? 35.
No, I'm sorry, 1994.
Bruh.
What's the difference? When you get this age,
It's the same thing.
I see what Biden's going through. I mean, it's just a normal part, eh?
Oh, yeah. Well,
did you hear him try to pronounce the AAIHC, the Asian?
oh, yeah, I did. But he and... Oh, man,
Hang on
was
a
fun.
second. I got to hear the... What time is it? Nolte?
Oh, I guess I'm the pledge then. That's right. I'm the pledge.
Yeah.
You'd say pledge.
I think it's time
Pledge,
for
what time is it?
My dear sir, I'm greatly embarrassed and deeply humiliated, but due to unforeseen circumstances beyond my control, the hidden mechanisms and inner workings of my chronometer are not in accordance with that of the great slide rail movement. Therefore, sir, I cannot give you the exact time, but in my most humble approximation, it is 8:35, sir.
And they had to say it.
I had to say it every time. Or if you say word Budweiser.
So annoying.
And I would holler it across campus.
What time is it?
Oh yeah, they'd be walking to the library.
Wow.
I would be by the bell tower,
Like who's
pledge, and they would drop down and think about it. So we were planking before planking was a thing. So thinking about it is planking. When you're propped up on your elbows, and you had to just act like you're in a thinking position until we said get up.
I'll tell you exactly what time it is. It's time for people to start joining back with the show because they dropped off after all this.
Wow.
I watch analytics.
I think
and
it was
it's
interesting.
actually as soon as you start talking. I'm just kidding.
It was, my mom stays on.
But they said if we keep, don't bring up moms.
Oh,
Not
don't
cool.
do it.
That's not cool.
Well, I was going to
not
get
time
Jordan's.
Listen, let me finish my. You want me to finish my story?
Yeah, I do. Chase so rudely interrupted you. Go ahead.
Well, just
Dude, you got to get out away from the pump.
then randomly just say the word Budweiser.
Don't say it yet. We'll bring it up.
'Cause it's not
Just
random.
say it random.
Oh,
time
random.
to-
Okay, I
Yeah,
got
because
you.
that's what we always have to be
Got it.
on alert because they would just
Got it.
work it into a
All right,
conversation.
what we
All
got
let's go.
next?
What's a? Oh, I don't know what
That is a heck of
That's
a
a
Whose
comment.
novel is that?
This may or may not stay up that long. I don't know if my computer has enough space. Let's look and see.
Oh, yeah.
Woo! Okay, we're going to try to hold this one up here.
Oh, Mexico.
Now, okay. Yep, there you go. Well, we tried.
Well, we don't have.
But
a
no,
lot of
so,
them. I can read it.
Yeah, read that.
One time we stayed in a motel in Mexico. I
Mexico.
think we were in long word.
Thermopolis. Isn't that where the
Thermopolis.
300?
Thermopolis.
That's where the 300.
That's where they make tamale tulips that smell like tamales. They're rare, but they're expensive. Tamale tulip. It says tamale tulips. Yeah.
It's kind of a dad joke.
I'm getting up.
Go ahead, Chase.
I'm a dad.
Well, I mean, you guys can read it. There was
No,
no AC.
you
There
read
was,
it. I will
there
not
was no
interrupt you.
sleep.
I
It
won't
was
interrupt
a
you anymore.
Friday night along about 1 a.m. Some old boy must have got down to the worm. Yeah. Out in the tequila.
We call it
The tequila.
And he was out in the
Talking about, like,
courtyard,
the centipede.
which was in the center.
Like, why would he be doing that?
Which was in the center of one floor, ground level, of course. And this old boy spent the rest of the night yakking in the planter in the courtyard. Lord of mercy. Because of the heat, all the windows were open, and we got to listen to him yakety yak all night long. All night long. All right.
Oh, golly.
So when you sure it wasn't Budweiser?
You must mean that famous Budweiser beer. We know of no other brand produced by any other brewer which costs so much to brew and age. Our exclusive Beechwood age and produces a taste and smooth to drinkability. You will find no other beer during your price, sir.
Is this Red Wall? The Red Wall Budweiser. No finer beer than that.
No, but I mean,
Man.
I don't even drink beer, and I could surely.
Back in a previous
it's
life,
smell.
when that was a easy, what they call a bar bet.
I got you.
I didn't know that was actually what was written on the ribbon for a long time. That's what's written on that little
is it?
ribbon. Yeah,
Wow.
is that we this is the famous Budweiser beer. We know of no other brand produced. I got to get it out of my head.
Man.
Anyway, we would do stupid stuff.
It really
like
is
that.
impressive after all these years that you know that.
You still,
You're traumatized by it.
I bet.
I still remember getting slapped in the face on Hell Night, and he's a client now, but I still want to punch him right straight in the mouth.
Man.
And
My
if any of
dad-
my other fraternity brothers are on here, you probably know who he is because I would talk about him all the time. That it was going to be payback, and now I got more money than he does. And I'm gonna
Nice.
and I'm going
And
to
I've
pay.
run his finances to the ground.
Hey, that's right. He's a client. Crap.
Man.
All right, before he gets in too much more trouble,
I can't. Yeah.
Jordan, what is going on?
What?
You are
Say something funny.
yeah. What is going on
something funny.
between Florida's governor and the president of the United States? What is going on there? There's a feud a boiling.
Man,
Catch us up.
It's so good.
I think that DeSantis is on fire. He's got the glow right now. I think that I'd rather see him run over Trump. Did I say it? Did I say it?
No, I think I think that Trump is going to be too old. I think that. I don't know. I mean, he's a healthy dude, but if Trump does win, I mean, run, it's going to be DeSantis as a running mate.
Sure.
Because he's a big one-term president.
Which, then DeSantis,
Dude, yeah, DeSantis.
It's
And
getting
you
heated.
can
They
tell
keep-
he's running.
Yeah, they keep going back and forth, and everything
yeah.
that Biden says.
he's the heart child of the conservative party
He's
right now.
well,
Man.
he's got the Trump movements with the hands and stuff, and then he's coming at you full force, but yet
He doesn't play with the media.
He's very meticulous.
He is way more meticulous than Trump, way more put
Articulate.
together.
Yeah, well, he's incredibly smart.
Yeah.
I mean,
way more, he's a veteran, and people appreciate that over Trump as well.
yeah. Veteran, D1 baseball player.
Yeah, just all around.
At Harvard or Yale?
I don't know.
So he's Ivy League baseball player.
I
big one,
am.
and then
That's the only
yeah.
part of him I don't like is that he's an Ivy League graduate, and I'm just really suspicious. Like,
that may just give him a little bit more credibility with people in the center.
But it actually works because I watched a documentary on his life story, and he said that is actually what solidified his position as a Republican because he always kind of went against the grain. He said, and they even back then would try to not brainwash you, but you knew the culture, and he would have no part of it. So it made him even. He walked out of there. Dead set. He was a Republican, and nothing was going to change his mind.
Well, I mean,
So-
it's either having one or the other effect. Is you're driving people so far left, or it's you're totally pushing people the other way because they're so tired of hearing
These
about it.
mask mandates, bro.
Dude, well, I mean, New York. Let's go up north.
Well, before we go up north, I want to talk about. I want to say one thing. About then I want to say two things. Number one, out of all these mask mandates, there's only 2 states that have really implemented one, and I want to let California, and even California was smart enough to do just 10 counties. And the great state of Louisiana ranked 50th in their handling of the coronavirus.
Okay, let me pause you real quick.
And that drives me nuts.
How much of a buyer's remorse do you think that Louisiana has over Eddie Rispone now?
Oh, God.
I said that yesterday.
Guaranteed, no doubt, there ain't no doubt
I don't
about
know.
it.
I think Rispone just didn't lack that charisma.
There was not.
Well,
Yeah.
that's fine.
And Trump
but
couldn't.
now,
Trump couldn't even.
Yeah,
help
no,
him.
Abraham
And Kennedy
maybe
could not help.
Yeah, he might have would
That's a
done.
good.
But
that was a good route.
going up north, you got the complete opposite going on than what is going on in Florida. Florida's like wide open. We're gonna say no, we're not. If you
They are wide
DeSantis
open.
says we're gonna stand in your way if you come in here and try to implement this
They
stuff.
said get it, and Kamala said get out of my
No
way.
mask mandates,
Get
no
out of the
nothing.
way.
And then up north, they're like, businesses have to, Cuomo got me though when he sounded like a mafia boss.
Cuomo got a lot of people.
He got a lot of, yeah, that meeting with
here
him
to do two
was
things.
really weird. But anyway, when he had that conference the other day and he said, I can't tell businesses to, you have to only let vaccinated people in there. But he said, it would be in your best business interest if you did.
kind of a veiled
That
threat.
was the most mafia thing I've ever heard because he's like, cut your clientele in half because that'd be better for your business. But if you try to do a license later, if you try to get anything else later out of the government, it was blatant.
That part,
And then it turns out he's groping everybody.
But a couple of did you watch the entire interview? Or did you watch a clip?
Maybe.
Well, about 5 minutes later, you didn't hear what he said?
I don't care what he said. No, I mean, he had,
Well, he said.
he and de Blasio were just
he said.
saying all sorts of crap.
Man, like,
After,
who's
when
the
he's
better
trying to
person
wrap
out of
that up,
those
he
two?
said, to summarize, it sure would be unfortunate something if your business burnt down.
Did he say that really?
Yeah, no, he
didn't say that. No,
but
but
he did seem like mafia.
But
like,
it did say,
yeah.
But then de Blasio's going, the key to
He's gonna fix the whole
NYC,
thing.
that little thing, he's got it's kind of like
the key to the city.
key to the city thing. Cause he's like, now they're going after gyms
So he
hard,
walks around
man.
with it like this.
Even the first round of it, they were like, gyms shut down. Everything else can be open. Gyms. And then this
Jim he is so pissed.
that dude,
You know how many gyms are in
Can't
New
no
York?
Jim go to work or nothing.
I mean, last year was Karen, now it's Jim. And Karen finally got a break. Karen's
man,
like, yes.
But now it's like they're going after these things hard. You have to be vaccinated before you even enter this
That's the
business.
part that I love.
Kids
about
aren't even allowed to get the thing right now. So it's like, we hate kids almost.
it. No, the thing that's the beauty of this, they always talk themselves into it. They always paint themselves into a corner. If you're on the left, you talk yourself into a corner.
Every time.
And the funny thing is the the lowest percentage of vaccinated people in the country demographically are African Americans. Mm-hmm. So you just forbid 67% of African Americans
Absolutely, man.
from entering that establishment. Now, who's racist?
Right.
That's a fair point. Fair
Because
point
the
to
first
be made.
BLM person comes in and they don't let them in.
They don't
'cause
let
they're
them in.
vaccinated.
Ooh.
Woo!
Yes.
They'll start wearing MAGA hats.
Switching back to his the investigation of him. And of course, if you haven't seen any news, the Attorney General of New York did an investigation into Cuomo and found out he was sexually harassing people. So staffers, and all, it happened more. But then you see
He wasn't Bill Cosby
when he
either.
came
I mean,
when
they
he
were
came,
awake.
when he came out and did the whole video of him not apologizing and denying half of it.
The montage didn't convince you?
The montage, I was getting to the montage. He's like, here's a montage of me groping everybody. I do it with old people.
I'm trying to figure out
politicians, poor people, rich people.
I'm trying to figure out how you thought that helped him.
I don't know.
I mean,
I was getting to that.
I think they're
said,
so removed from reality.
It baffled me.
Well,
It
and he
absolutely
said-
baffled me.
And it makes you wonder what, like I heard one person comment that you wondered because he always said he was touchy-feely at the beginning when he first got into politics. And it's like, did he do that because he knew he had a problem? And this would be his way of saying, I'm just touchy-feely. And I kissed Al Gore is not a great defense either. That was the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But then he showed the
pictures.
But the picture of one of the star witnesses is one in the montage when he's grabbing her face.
Oh my gosh! See,
and I'm thinking,
I don't understand.
First of all, pictures. If you're going to show
they can be taken out of context.
They can be taken out of context.
I understand that.
But I do understand that he did not typically. Somebody don't say, "All right, hey, camera ready? Watch this." Who thought he was going to show photos? He could have just showed a puppy. He could have showed a cat video, and it would have went viral.
Well, did you happen to see what the at the White House press conference thing? What the reporter asked Psaki was like, do you think that maybe with some of the allegations against Joe Biden that he should be investigated or there should be an investigation?
I saw that
on
question.
him?
Yeah.
And she got a little uncomfortable.
She did not. She got very uncomfortable.
I'm
going to tell you what got me uncomfortable today is when they have a White House press conference and they say they want to give a word of appreciation to Governor Hutchinson of Arkansas. That's when you know it's time for him to go. He got to go.
Yeah, he got to go.
And for him they praised nobody. They had slammed. Basically, because they were talking in context of DeSantis.
Right.
So basically, it's like, don't be a DeSantis. You be a Hutchinson.
Yeah.
Yeah, who they also still hate anyway.
I'm hoping that
if you don't know,
listen.
Arkansas, they passed a law earlier this year. It was a resolution 1002 that said the state could not, that schools and cities could not implement a mask mandate. And now the governor has called a special session to let legislators, and he signed this into law, but now he's regretting that. And then he's called a special session for the potential for that law to be overturned. So localities and schools can, do a mask mandate or whatever they see fit or whatever. Kind of a double-edged sword there. But yeah, now he's being praised by it. So that's just a quick summary of the Arkansas thing.
Well,
but he's getting praised about it.
Well, I'm going to tell you something that also irritated me. When he made that statement, it almost sounded like he was coming around because he said, we're not shutting down. Arkansas is going to open for business, and people are just going.
I need all the gyms closed.
And people are just going to have to learn to live with COVID. And I was like, okay, people have personal agency to make a good decision. People tend to have. There's something in us about preservation of life.
Oh, okay? Yeah.
So, on the vaccine thing, I've told the kids this a long time ago. If you want somebody to accept something that you're saying, it's like a puppy grabs your tennis shoe, your best shoe. You know what's about to happen. So, is it best to go and just try to pull it out of their mouth? Is that how you get it out, or do you shove it down their throat and they spit it out? If you don't know, if a dog gets hold of any of your items, you get it and you shove it down their throat. They'll always let it go. They're shoving this vaccine crap down everybody's throat. And they're wondering why there's not a lot of uptake.
And I wonder, how do you, even if you say you have to do this, like if you have to be vaccinated to do X, Y, or Z. Go in this store.
And we're not saying we're anti-vax. We're not doing all that.
But, I mean,
just saying.
Okay, they can kick you out of a store, but, I mean, eventually it's going to go the other way, like Australia, where they're like, they got helicopters rolling around. The military's coming around vaccinating people.
You see the beach video?
Yeah.
Where they ran everybody off the beach with the loudspeaker on.
But, I mean, that's used in the military. But I think before that, if they got, like, Jordan, as a local, then they're like, okay, you have to go implement all this stuff. We want you to do it.
Yeah, well,
I don't think
that's why they ain't coming to the South.
The good thing about sheriffs in America are that that's why I think police chiefs should be an elected position because some mayors won't have influence over them.
Yeah,
and can't impose political wheels on local police agencies. But if the sheriff says goes, if the sheriff says no, then they can bring their feds in and do something about it. But
Yeah.
So, well, one thing about Ace's speech, I was going to wrap that part of it up, that I was almost proud of what he was saying. What is it? Oh, you want to get on me?
Yeah.
I was almost proud of what he was saying. And then at the very end, he started talking about vaccines for kids under 12. And the facts he used for doing that was the amount of children in Arkansas Children's Hospital. It was like 43, 5 in ICU, 4 on a vent.
Right.
All right. And then you go and start researching it, and you couldn't find a whole lot, but it wasn't adding up. Anyway.
Well,
so then the president of the Arkansas Children's Hospital, the CEO, or whoever runs it, he went on KARK and added context. He said they did come to Arkansas Children's Hospital. They have tested positive for COVID. We do have 5 in ICU, 4 on ventilators. But when they walked in the door, they were sick with RSV. Mm-hmm. You do blood work, they're COVID-19 positive. Mm-hmm. That's all ACE needed to hear. They're COVID-19, they're on a vent. They have COVID-19, but they're on a vent because of RSV. And then the
RSV's kind of ticked up everywhere right now.
Is everywhere.
It's everywhere.
It's come through our house.
At a season.
Lucas had it.
Yeah.
It's at a season. RSV's really ticked up.
Yeah.
But here's the thing is the little point I wanted to make before we went on, and I wanted to get y'all's opinion on something else in a second, is that, okay, the Delta variant may be coming around, and it's making its way through everything, and it seems very super contagious. And then people on the left or people that have kind of politicized things, they say, well, you're not taking this seriously. It's because maybe last year when they took it maybe way too far and seriously, and then things didn't turn out maybe as bad as what they were projecting. Now this one comes along and it could be more, I don't know. But then that's why the people aren't taking it serious on the other side, is because, well, you said all this last year and nothing happened, or it didn't live up to your expectations. But then I think it's like two ships passing in the night. They're saying, why wouldn't you just get the shot to, help yourself out and help other people? Concentrate on your health. But then that's more of a health thing.
Yeah.
I don't think it really has anything to do with what the vaccine does or anything. On the other side, it's just, you're not giving me a choice of this, and it's a philosophical thing versus the material part of it.
That's the thing, and I think,
and it's just nobody's able to work on that.
I think that's that divide between the North and the South.
Completely divided on that.
Because
they're not talking about the same thing.
And I'm not saying the people in the North aren't patriotic. You can go to Montana and all that and find absolutely.
Heck yeah.
But when you look
that's the West, though.
So when you look at,
well, they can get some too.
Yeah. So if you're looking at the South, once you break down the demographics, the South is pretty well vaccinated. What's bringing the numbers down are the people in underprivileged areas, African American, Hispanic. They tend to not. Well, number one, people have a disconnect. They don't understand that they don't. A lot of African Americans are pretty hesitant to take the vaccine because the government's pushed the vaccine on them before. Well, and if you don't think they heard about that when they were kids, the Tuskegee experiment, stuff like that, they don't necessarily trust the government telling them, go get a vaccine.
Yeah. Go back a year when the vaccine was being talked about.
Right.
It wasn't out yet.
Yeah.
And then Kamala Harris, Joe Biden. You saw the montage. That's what I'm talking about. They said we're never going to trust this guy. We don't trust the CDC. We don't trust the WHO,
FDA.
We don't trust the FDA.
Cuomo said he don't trust the FDA.
He doesn't trust government. Period. Yeah. But he's the governor of one of the largest. Yeah. Okay, whatever. But he said
look what he was doing. Of course, because I wouldn't trust me.
They said, "Are you going to take the vaccine?" He said, "No, I'm not. I'm not even going to do it."
Yeah.
And then, of course, fast forward a year. Yeah. You better get it type thing. Yeah. But I wanted to move on, so I don't know where it's going to go.
And he took it early. So did Chris
He
Cuomo.
did.
Oh, Chris Cuomo was in a little bit of trouble.
Chris got to step up too.
You saw that?
No, I didn't see
He's the one that wrote the statement on how to deny the allegations.
Yeah, he's the one. He gave him how to use the media as a deniability thing.
Wow.
So anyway, speaking of other things, and
I think the Cuomo brothers are going
dude,
to ride
they're
off,
so weird,
ride
man.
off gently into the sunset.
So weird.
And start a podcast.
Okay, moving on real quick before we get out. I just wanted to ask you, have you been watching any of the Olympics lately?
I have watched a little bit.
Even if you hadn't, I wanted to get yours and Jordan's take on just the sheer media coverage, and even everybody locally was talking about this, the Simone Biles stuff. When she pulled out of some events and said it was mental health, and she had the twisties and stuff like that, which I'm not a gymnast anymore, but I didn't know what the twisties were, and apparently it's
like
it's kind of like your equilibrium's thrown off, and you don't if you do a lot of twisting, even if you're just sitting in one place, you don't know if you're up or down.
So you need that.
It's like a legit. No. You don't want it. But anyway, I just saw this outpouring. People like, oh yeah, you're still the greatest. You're still the greatest. And I think everybody loves Simone Biles. They were like, yeah, we support you. It's great. But man, they were like, we don't care. And everybody was taking this so personally. We don't care what other people say about you. And I was like, I've never heard anybody say anything negative about her.
Charlie Kirk came out and was like,
Charlie Kirk.
He was kind of rough on her.
He's gotten blasted.
Really kind of rough.
I didn't listen to him because Charlie Kirk's kind of a.
Yeah.
Well,
he can be a douche.
Complete douchebage.
Yeah.
He's just got a personality. It's why would anybody talk to you?
Matt, face did too. Matt Walsh came out and kind of blasted her too, because they want to make it be patriotic and stuff like that. But I can tell you, I don't think it has anything to do with mental illness. What it has to do with this is Alan's opinion.
Okay, go ahead.
Right. Now, before any of the events occurred, there was no hint or indication that she was pulling out.
The trials, you mean?
And the trials, and then they get there.
Get to the Olympics.
And then she wants to do her routine on the springboard.
Right.
So y'all already know the story?
No.
Okay. So here's the deal I think with the mental illness thing. She was all prepared and had been working on her move called the Biles. Right. So she was doing it in warm-ups. The Olympic Committee said, you're not allowed to do that.
See, I heard that story.
So because when you score for the springboard, it's the degree of difficulty, execution is weighted, but difficulty, execution, and control or whatever. Mm-hmm. But difficulty is the heaviest weighting. Her level of difficulty was so high, she could have face planted and would have still won gold. Because what she was doing was two full backflips
and some spins, side spins on that.
Side spins and two complete backflips before she landed.
It wasn't just a double pike like what they call it.
Nobody in the world
nobody in the world can do it. I think she's the only one that's ever landed it. But I heard the story of that where they said you can't do this, but I never found any confirmation on that.
So and you have to remember they're. All right, so you've already heard about the conditions at the Olympic Village and the everything that they're having to do through this protocol. Yeah. She just lived through 2020. Mm-hmm. She trained hard and made it to 2021. You get on the Olympic team, and then you go to Japan and you're dealing with the same crap again, locking down and doing all this stuff, and just go around Olympic Village. You can't really be near anyone. They can't have their family with them. And then the best gymnast in the world, if they're naming moves after you, you're good. Then they say, sorry, that one's too difficult. The other girls can't do it.
Well, I hated how people were just almost idolizing. And then some people were like, the Charlie Kirks or whatever. Yeah. But, it's like, why is this such a big deal? Yeah. If she doesn't want to compete or feels like she can or whatever, let the alternate come in. Why is it such a big deal? And then when she got in and got on the balance beam, she won bronze. Mm-hmm. And they were like, she's the greatest thing in the world. And then she's the best. She proved she was the greatest. And it's like, well, she
But
got
did she?
bronze, and this 16-year-old Chinese girl won gold. And I was like, nobody's even talking about her.
Shout out to the 17-year-old girl that won from behind in the
From Alaska.
breaststroke from
Word.
Alaska. Did you see her hometown going crazy for her?
Oh, and
the high school.
Sydney McLaughlin
Yeah,
on the
man.
400 hurdles. I think she's from New Jersey, but man, she was new world record. Man, America
Did they finish
represented
the shot
pretty
put
well.
last night? So
That dude was throwing 75 feet. 75 feet, 2
shot put?
inches. I was like,
So that was just for round one. So they didn't go as a medal round.
I don't
tonight?
know. I don't know.
That
But
mug, okay, so it's round one. That's just when you get in your they went through the qualifying, but you get your 4 throws or whatever.
Yeah.
And all you got to do basically is make it past 20 meters and you're kind of in.
Okay.
The Olympic record was 22 point something. His first throw, he set the Olympic record. Now comes throw 2. He breaks that record. Then throw 3.
Oh, he's warmed up now.
He's mad. You can see it in his face. He's angry because he didn't do it just right. His technique wasn't as crisp, but it was still 0.2 of a meter further than his first Olympic record throw. So that's 3 throws that have been Olympic records. And you're like, what's he going to do in the fourth? It's still good.
yeah, some of the running's been impressive too. They're setting a lot of records. It's been really cool. Marathon swimming though, crazy.
I screamed at the TV on the 4x100 relays on our team. Did you
Oh,
see?
USA
the
got
ma-
6th.
He was trying
in their heat.
How do you
Not even overall in their heat?
In their heat. How do you run? Okay. I'm not
The baton?
I'm not
The
a run,
baton
I'm not that
stuff?
big of a runner, but I do know how I could have passed the baton better than that. Okay, so when you're running in
This dude says it from his
stride,
couch. I'm gonna do it.
you're running. Yeah, that's right. You're running in stride. That's like telling all these professional athletes,
Right.
he sucks. Brett Favre sucked.
You're
And you're like, yeah, you go play.
Well, that was about the marathon swimming that I was thinking.
I want you to talk about that. But did you see the handoff?
Yeah, I did.
See, he passes this baton. So most of the time,
Yeah, they messed
they
it up.
go and they're running, and then the other guys, he starts running.
You got 30 meters
Yeah, I
to
know,
get it
yeah,
out.
I've seen
right. So he hands the baton. The runner does the right thing. His arm is back, and you're always doing this. Reach the baton, and you slam it down in their hand,
And you get.
and you run out of the way. This dude's doing this, and he runs into his back because this guy can't feel the baton in his hand because he decides he's going to airmail it or something. He hands the baton like it's like, all right, put your hand behind you like you're going to get a baton. And here he is. Right here. And so you start doing that, and then you can't feel it. And so he finally did this.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
So,
it was pretty wild. And then they got
that-
6th in their heat.
That tend to slow them.
But I
slow
heard
them down a little bit.
if you want to run in the Olympics, that you go get on a treadmill and put it on 13 and run for 2 hours, and then you can finally
That's it.
get to a
Wow.
an Olympic.
Bang, bang.
But
I
a
can do
swimming
that. I
thing,
do that in
I didn't even watch the marathon swimming, but I saw the end of it, and this guy was getting there, and he slaps the touch pad and goes up. He had been swimming for nearly 2 hours in open water, and I'm like, how? And he was still going woo, flying through
Wow.
there. It's like, my God,
Them suckers, man.
like the
All right.
the sheer.
Real quick.
It's crazy.
Is Michael Phelps the greatest Olympian of all time?
Olympian.
Olympian of all time.
Olympian.
I'd still go
He's
with
got
Carl.
most
I would still
golds.
go. He does, but I'd still go with Carl Lewis because all Michael Phelps had to do was swim. Carl Lewis ran the 100 meters. He ran the 100-meter hurdles. He won the high jump, triple jump, and still was on the relay team. So it's whatever they needed him to do, he did it, and he would set.
Yeah, but
and he would win gold in all of those.
arguably his thing was running and Michael Phelps was swimming. So Michael Phelps did all the swimming variations too. So arguably, couldn't you say that they needed Michael Phelps for whatever they needed him for too?
Well, Michael Phelps didn't have to jump 7 feet out of the water. So I think it's a little different. I mean,
Jordan-
okay, I'm going to swim like this. Oh, wait a second. Watch, catch this trick. That's called the backstroke. Oh, the butterfly? Let me do my arms like this. That's all swimming.
Allie can't even swim.
and I could even do the moves. So Michael Phelps I mean, and if you had flippers for feet,
He raced
that
a
would do
shark
it.
on the Discovery Channel, dude.
Yeah, did nobody even catch the fact that he has flipper feet?
I did not know
He had
that.
his toes sewed together. So,
Oh,
and he learned how to.
Well, I heard
he
Carl
learned-
Lewis
he learned
had
how to
tennis
walk.
shoes attached to his feet.
That's too. That's,
Yeah, spray on shoes.
I do think Jordan would have enjoyed. I watched last night. I watched the wrestling. I was learning about the rules there because I hadn't really sat down and watched it.
I bet.
But hold on, the wrestling, like
You
the
by
different.
yourself?
Maybe I was, but there's this guy that was he was a 20.
I like that leotard girl.
2016 gold medalist,
Yeah.
world champion, last few years.
Yep.
And the guy that I watched, he was he won the college heavyweight championship.
Yeah.
His name's Gable Stevenson.
Of course.
And anyway,
What did they call him for short?
Gable or Stevenson.
Bull.
Stevenson. Bull. Bull would be about right because that dude's he's got some size to it. And I mean, he's a heavyweight. But anyway, he goes in and he's wrestling this Olympic gold.
That's what she said.
And and he's like, they have
Camera off me.
They have a mercy rule if you get 10 points
Yep.
within the first 6 minutes.
Yeah.
And this dude's
Thank God.
this dude's mercy ruling gold medalist, and he's still in college. He still has college eligibility.
Man, they're so good nowadays,
And
man.
there hadn't been a single point scored on him in college. I think there was nobody that ever scored a point on him, and then now he's in the Olympics, and ain't nobody scored on him.
This
Bruh.
in wrestling.
And this is an American from Minnesota.
And how old is he?
He's 21.
Who would win?
Yeah.
Him or Khabib in a wrestling match?
In a wrestling match?
Yeah.
Gable's like 230.
But Khabib
Oh,
has got
yeah.
professional experience.
Yeah.
I mean,
this
they're
dude's-
not trying to hurt each other.
This-
They're
How,
just
how
going
much
for
more
points.
professional is
This dude's
there
gonna
anything
this
more
dude's gonna
professional
win
than the Olympics?
easy.
What's he's going
gold.
to get with Khabib, and he's going to say, "I point," and Khabib
Well, see,
breaks his leg.
yeah,
I don't.
They're different. There's a point structure. You can get like 4 points for a full takedown, all this, and then if you just do a quick
Wedgie, like one
wedgie,
wedgie.
real quick wedgie, get you 1 point. I mean, so the system's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But man, just watching this dude just throw these dudes around, and it's so easy for him.
Really? So he's like
It's really
dominating.
impressive.
Like,
It
so
really
he,
is.
so he won gold, or they had the
He,
medal round.
that
yet?
was no, they hadn't. He's already knocked out all the old gold medalists, and now he's
See, it's going to be like dominating. I'm watching that because I like watching. So, like, that was one of the funnest things is watching Michael Phelps. Because, I mean, that stuff makes you proud to be an American.
because the final.
Where at
round,
least I know I'm free.
Yeah. and I won't
he looked at that former gold medalist that he final seconds.
forget
he
the man who
said,
died
well, he looked at him and was like,
and gave their life for me.
he said, "Come on with it."
I'll proudly stand up, Jordan.
Jesus. All right,
I bet you we can do the whole song.
And defender still today. Well, because there's no doubt I love this land.
God
God
bless
bless
the
the
USA.
All right.
Hey, but I do love the Olympics because they
not
do
part of the
try to
song.
change 3 or 4. That's the ending of the song.
Okay.
But I like there's always some sport that like fencing. Oh, that's for nerds. I mean, they need to take that out seriously.
Man, for real
But
though.
dude, yeah, well, honestly, but I like the archery.
face mask,
Archery
though.
was cool.
What
Archery
about-
was cool.
What about the equestrian stuff?
That
the
is-
horse
that-
is doing the work.
You see
Dude,
Snoop Dogg
oh
talking
my
about
God.
athletes.
Have you seen? I've watched
Bro.
every one of those videos. Have you seen the Snoop Dogg and Kevin
Hart.
Hart
Oh, doing
about the
commentary on it?
doing the
Yeah.
commentaries? They're doing like a recap.
Oh,
Have you
okay.
seen those videos?
No.
It's crip walking.
Dude, yeah, that, he's like, yeah, Quest.
That horse
He was
is
doing
crip
that.
walking.
He said, look, that fool crip walking. He said, I'm gonna get him in my next video. That's what Snoop said.
Oh, I'm
They
getting
love
Snoop
that.
canceled again at the Murphy Art District.
Yeah, I saw
Man,
Man,
I had to get my refund.
that's
That's the second time.
I'll tell you one thing that
I gave him a pass last
that
year.
shocked me. So me and Leslie, we binged watched last year a show called Outer Banks. Well, they're back with season 2. We were starting to binge watch it, and I don't watch the Olympics. I'm one of the 50. I don't know. The ratings are down like 50%. I don't know. It's watched about like the NBA or WNBA, whichever.
Both right now.
But here's the deal, dude. we turned. All right, so we turned on. I was waiting for her because she's got to make sure Aniston's got the sugars right. Blah blah blah. So we have this routine before we go to bed. So I usually will watch Tucker's monologue or something, just to see what the enemy's saying. And I'm just kidding. So I turn on Olympics, and I'm like, man, that's freaking water polo.
Hey,
About an
they're
hour.
treading water
About an
most of
hour
the
later,
time.
and
It's getting intense.
And it's like, this is something we just would play in the pool, you know. But the fact that, you know, that they're swimming with one arm and they're jumping up and throwing, like pushing the water down and jumping up.
Yeah, they're treading water for 99% of the time.
You got to be.
It's not as
ripped.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I want to find is just an obscure event and just really put in all the work.
Cornhole.
Cornhole. All right,
They should make cornhole an Olympic event.
It's going to be, I believe.
Yeah.
But MMA can't be.
Eventually, they'll bring it
Bro.
back.
I think it will. But I'm gonna tell you, I would not want no fighters should be allowed from any. If your country ends with STAN, you're not allowed to be in the Olympics. That's just where I stand. No pun intended. Yeah. But
That's good.
that's going, man. They would dominate. It'd be bad. It'd be bad.
Well, that's pretty much all we got for this episode.
I'm just getting started.
We appreciate everybody for hanging in there with us. And don't forget, once this ends, you can go back and share this and comment away. You can watch it if you didn't catch the early part.
That commentary about his name is hilarious.
Oh, it's
hilarious.
great. Hilarious.
Hey, Seth, real quick announcement before we leave. Seth Miller is coming to town next week. Isn't that right, Seth? Next week.
Yeah.
So you may get a bonus episode of STF next week. And I know that Fro is going to be podcasting.
Okay.
Because he wants to
We're going to get his
talk
Tijuana
with
update.
Seth.
And
Yeah. Oh, and need to talk about Fro's back. He will be back. Just about
no,
he's just about ready to file for disability. That's sucker. You know, he always walks like he's almost gonna fall over every time.
Yeah, it's
but his back's giving him some trouble. So we're saying prayers for Fro.
That's right.
He does want the podcast to see Seth. We may have a special guest, and we need and Tattoo Fly may be coming up soon.
Oh my gosh!
And Jeffrey Orr. Jeffrey Orr,
Never
The guy that owns Orr Chevrolet?
That's right.
yes.
Oh, wow.
And also
Looking for a sponsor.
dude, playing dang near like professional.
It's professional.
He's got a sponsor by.
He does.
I know that somebody sent him when Aniston went down there the other day. They sent him a glove. It's made in Australia, and it's made out. I don't know if it's made out of ostrich skin or something, but it was freaking nice. It's great.
That's made out of 100% wallaby.
All the rich folks get everything.
I know. But anyway, we appreciate everybody for hanging in there with us.
We do.
Don't forget to share, like, comment, all that good stuff.
And do not vape. That's our motto.
But anyway,
It'll make.
that's Jordan. That's Alan. I'm Chase. We're Small Town Famous. And we are
Live. Out.
Live.
out.
We're out.
We're out. See you guys.
Have y'all seen my new landscape lighting? Are we still live?
Yeah, we're still live.
Well, I've got some folks out there putting I saw this bus in Taylor, and I pulled them over, and they said they did the light. Well, through my interpreter, they said they do my lights. They said they do my lights.
Are we still live?
Are we still
Yeah,
live?
we
Are we
are.
still
Oh,
live?
wow.
Oh, hey.
It refuses to end this travesty.
Yeah. Sorry.
This is